Good morning. Great show this morning, too. Fox News alert now. It might be just the first shot across the bow. President Obama hiking the minimum wage for federal contractors with a stroke of his pen, and it will not stop there. In tonight's address, the president set to call for increased pay for all Americans, which will indeed set up the next big battle in Congress. We've got a packed 2 hours here today. I'm Bill Hemmer, and welcome here to America's Newsroom.
Good morning. I'm Martha McCallum. So more for everybody.
Little bit.
It sounds like the president's executive action will boost pay significantly, really. $7.25 up to $10.10 for new federal contracts. Only Congress can actually raise the minimum wage for private sector workers.
So let's get it on. Stuart Varney, host of Varney & Company. How are you, Stuart? Fox Business Network there. How many could this affect, Stuart?
This is an executive order. The president is telling federal contractors that when they sign a new contract, you got to pay a minimum of $10.10 an hour. I don't have a precise number for you, but this 10-10 wage only applies to federal workers, federal contractors who've just signed a new contract. It's not like a wage increase for those who already work for the federal
government. Seems like a bit of a small step here now. Is this mostly symbolic, or would you categorize it that way, Stuart?
In my opinion, it is symbolic, and it's heavily political. It's so small bore that it'll have virtually no impact on wage levels across the economy, period.
What about Republicans? Do they like it?
Republicans
or do they
oppose
not, Stuart?
No, Republicans in principle oppose the idea of legislating higher wages. They say that if you legislate higher wages, you destroy jobs. That's their position.
What can we expect today, or rather tonight, other than that, do you believe?
A couple of other items. Action on retirement security. Again, executive action on retirement security. I don't know the details on that. A job training scheme, 10 states spending $200 million, a very small program, and an alliance with some big employers who will promise not to discriminate against the long-term unemployed. Bill, you add it up, and I think this is a rather small bore program.
So when the threat of an executive order comes down, it perhaps is a big deal, or perhaps it is not.
Well,
this does not appear to be that big of a deal.
It's not
Do
a
I
big
read that
deal.
wrong or not?
Wait a second. It's not a big deal in terms of its impact. But the president is using the bully pulpit to urge Congress, why don't you raise the minimum wage? Because you've got to do that in the private sector. It's got to be Congress that does that. He's using the State of the Union message as a bully pulpit. You get out there and follow my example.
Well, if you can't get Congress to do what you want them to do, this is your option, and we're going to see how it goes over.
Yes, sir.
Thank you, Stuart. 9:20 a.m. Eastern Time. Check you out on FBN. Thank you, sir. Martha.
Well, this development should really come as no surprise. The president promised that this was something he wanted to do. Here he is from 2 weeks ago.
We are not just going to be waiting for legislation in order to make sure that we're providing Americans the kind of help that they need. I've got a pen and I've got a phone.
You've heard about the pen and the phone. So the pen refers to signing executive orders. Those orders are nothing new, and President Obama is not the only executive, of course, to use them, but he is moving at a pretty good clip here. So far, he has issued 168 executive orders, but he still has 3 more years in office. President George W. Bush issued 291 such orders over his 2 terms. President Clinton, 364 over 8 years.
And as soon as President Obama wraps up the address later tonight, Republicans, they will be ready to respond. Republicans, 3 addresses, actually. The big one from House Republican Congress Conference Chair, that's Kathy McMorris Rogers, delivers the Republican response, the official one. Tea Party response given by Utah Senator Mike Lee, and Senator Rand Paul out of Kentucky will deliver his own personal rebuttal to the president. All that later tonight. And we are your place to be. The Fox News channel for the State of the Union 2014. Our coverage begins at 8:55 Eastern Time. Brett Baer hosts here on the channel. Shepard Smith is your man on the Big Fox Broadcast Network, all in prime time.
Good stuff coming up tonight.